In a small village surrounded by lush hills and whispering rivers, there lived a little girl named Lebechi. She was born into a poor family. She spent her days helping her parents with chores and taking care of her younger siblings. Life was simple but full of love despite their poverty. One fateful day, Lebechi's uncle and his wife visited the village from the city. Seeing the little girl's potential, they promised her parents that they would take her to the city and put her in school. She will get a good education, they assured. She can live with us as part of the family, as she is like a daughter to us. With mixed feelings of sadness and hope, Lebechi's parents agreed, trusting that this would offer their daughter a better future. When Lebechi arrived in the city, she was both amazed and overwhelmed. The buildings towered above her, the streets bustled with people and noise, and everything felt new and exciting. She was the same age as her uncle's daughter Somto, and the two girls quickly became close, treating each other like sisters. Lebechi's uncle, true to his word, enrolled her in school with his own children. Lebechi thrived academically, and soon it became evident that she was excelling even more than her cousins. Her love for learning, combined with a determination shaped by hardship, allowed her to achieve top marks. But her aunt, Okwi, could not understand how a village girl could outshine her own children. Envy began to twist her heart, leading her to punish Lebechi in small but cruel ways. At first, it was more harsh chores. She would wake Lebechi up at dawn to scrub the floor, fetch water, wash dishes, and even clothes. Lebechi never complained. She did her chores with quiet resilience, then rushed to school. With Okwi's hatred for Lebechi growing rapidly, decided to ration her food. At lunch, Lebechi would open her food flask to find a meager portion, while her cousins had theirs filled. She noticed but didn't want to trouble anyone. It was just one of the many things she had learned to endure. One evening, as they were having dinner, Lebechi's cousin Somto brought it up, noticing how their mother gave Lebechi so little to eat. "Mommy, why is Lebechi's food always so small these days?" she asked innocently. Okwi, caught off guard, insisted it was a simple mistake, but the truth simmered beneath her denial, and she resented Lebechi even more for being a cause of embarrassment. Frustrated and concerned, Okwi sought help from a dark place, the secret coven she had joined years ago. She confided in her fellow witches, explaining the strange rising success of this young girl from a poor family. The coven used an enchanted mirror to glimpse Lebechi's future and saw a vision of remarkable brightness and prosperity. Okwi's envy deepened, but she realized she could not destroy Lebechi's life. Instead, she resolved to make it as difficult as possible. One day, during break at school, Lebechi eagerly opened her food flask, only to find it empty. Tears filled her eyes. Somto, who was in the same class, noticed her distress and shared her own food, comforting her. Together, they went home and innocently told Okwi what had happened, thinking it was another mistake. "Mommy, you didn't serve food for Lebechi today. We had to share mine." Okwi, feeling exposed, scolded Lebechi harshly, reminding her that she was nothing more than a servant in the household. "What? You this little witch! So you wait and eat up my daughter's food? Know your place in this house," she hissed. "You are lucky to be here at all." Lebechi's spirit was crushed, yet her resilience was unwavering. When it was time to pay for the primary 6 exams, Her uncle left money with his wife Okwe, instructing her to pay for both Lebechi and Somto. But Okwe flaunted that instruction and paid for their daughter only, claiming there wasn't enough money for Lebechi's fees. "Why waste money on you?" she snarled. "Your poor parents won't send you to secondary school anyway." Heartbroken, Lebechi confided in her teacher, who was moved by her story and paid for her exam fees, sending message to the family that Lebechi had won a prize just so there isn't any dispute at home. And so the examination took place and Lebechi passed with flying colors, but the triumph was bittersweet. When it was time for secondary school, Okwe announced that they couldn't afford to pay for her, giving her options to either go back to the village or learn a trade. Lebechi had thought about the impossibility of getting good secondary education in the village due to her plenty siblings that her parents would need to cater for. Left with few options, she chose to learn fashion designing as a trade, determined to make something of her life. Despite her grueling house chores, Lebechi threw herself into the work of an apprentice. By night, she studied from Somto's textbooks, teaching herself to read and understand the materials. Slowly, her skills grew, and with them, her hope. Years passed, and Lebechi became an accomplished seamstress. One day, a wealthy businessman visited her uncle's home. Taken by Lebechi's diligence and grace, he suggested that his son marry her. However, his friend, who knew Okwe and her family, scoffed, warning him against letting his son marry a male housemaid and illiterate. Lebechi overheard this and felt her dreams had crumbled, but deep inside, she clung to a glimmer of faith. Not long after, Okwe's daughter Somto fell into disgrace, becoming pregnant by a married man who reluctantly married her to avoid scandal. Lebechi, meanwhile, met a young corps member who admired her intelligence and resilience. The two grew close, and he began tutoring her in the evenings. Their love blossomed, and soon he asked for her hand in marriage. When he made his intentions known, Okwe burst into laughter, belittling him as poor and unworthy. "Two poor rats begat each other," she mocked. But Lebechi held her ground and got married. With her husband's support, she opened her own tailoring shop, where her designs quickly gained popularity. As her business flourished, she began taking advanced classes in fashion design, mastering intricate and sophisticated styles that attracted clients from all over the region. Lebechi's Academy for Fashion soon followed, providing training for others who shared her passion. Her husband's career took off as well, as he later got a job in an oil firm, and their lives transformed, lifting Lebechi and her family out of poverty. Years later, her uncle's family faced severe financial troubles. They were forced to leave the city and return to the village, struggling to survive. When Lebechi heard of their plight, her heart softened, remembering the kindness she once shared with her cousins and her love for family. She offered to help her uncle's children with their education. Her compassion was a testament to her strength, leaving her aunt Okwe ashamed and filled with regret. From a little girl born into poverty, Lebechi rose to become a beacon of hope and success for both her family and her guardians. She showed that true strength lay in kindness and that destiny, when accompanied by resilience and grace, could never be dimmed. Lebechi, a light that can never be dimmed.
Senna, bringing you amazing life stories. Stay tuned.